Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome back to my mini sketchbook tour. This is week number 16 of 2024. So let's get into it. This first spread of are a few art cases that hold all my pens, pencils, and other art knickknacks that I've collected over the years. The main objective of this drawing was to draw multiple objects in close relation to each other so I could work on proportion and perspective, and secondarily to that was trying to get the shading correct. So it's all about, when you're working in pen like I do, it's all about values. So what's dark and what's light in comparison to each other, and getting that correct. This next spread, I jumped into my fountain pen, and this is a YouTuber. His channel is Beard Meets Food. He's a competitive eater from the UK, but what his main content is he goes around to the UK and North America, and he's branched out to mainland Europe now, and goes to restaurants and does eats their food challenges. So the last one, I believe, was he had this big shepherd's pie with a side of, fries and salad, and he had to eat it within an hour. That's the gist of his channel. But back to what I was trying to work with here, again, values. What's darkest and what's lightest? And like I said in my previous spread, that's what you have to work with to sort of define form when you're working with just one tool, one color, namely black in this case, black and white. And so this is a further installment in my fountain pen journey. This is Miguel. He's one of the welding instructors at the welding school I go to. Very skilled guy, younger than I am. Again, one of these, when I draw people, especially people with my ballpoint pen, at this stage of where I'm at with my technique when it comes to ballpoint pen drawing is accuracy. I'm pretty good with shading, but just getting the person down accurately. And this is Miguel. And I have a post of him holding this sketch on my Instagram account if you're interested in seeing that, or interested in seeing the real life Miguel. This was done at another welding night. This is the bench I know so well at the Tim Hortons I usually go to have a coffee before class. And it just so happens that there was a man with tremendous character on his iPhone a few seats down who I sketched. And then coincidentally later that night on the subway ride home, another man with a baseball cap was singing in front of me sleeping. So just coincidence that it happened that two of my subjects were wearing baseball caps. On another note, as I'm looking at this, all my entries, I think mainly with a ballpoint pen, are about just practicing my hand-eye coordination, just getting it right, just putting down volume of drawings into my sketchbook, and hopefully one day something will click and I'll reach that next level of drawing. But right now it's just getting all those drawings out. And it reminds me of a video that I saw of this art teacher in college, at the college level, talking to students about, if you want to be an artist, you need to draw every day. You need to practice your craft every day. And that really resonated with me. It's been resonating with me a lot lately, since I'm acutely aware of how quickly time is going by. You and I, everybody watching this video, have the same amount of time in a day. We have 24 hours to work with. What do you do with those 24 hours? What do I do with those 24 hours? What do you find useful? What do you find meaningful? And for me, meaning comes from drawing in my sketchbook and doing art-related things. The next drawing is of a scissor lift at work. I'm really bad at drawing things in perspective, so you will definitely see more drawings of objects, buildings, interiors that try to that I try to draw accurately. And that's just, again, working on my perspective abilities. The next, something going back to something I'm familiar with, drawing people in the subway. This guy had a lot of freckles. He had sort of great presence around him, and I put him down on paper. And then there was Elmer, my coworker. Again, going back to something familiar, but trying to get it more accurate this time. Every successive drawing, for example, that I do of Elmer or my other coworker Yanni, I'm trying to better my previous drawing of them, and or I'm just trying to introduce new elements that I could work on. So for me, when I draw Elmer, he always wears a baseball cap, and I find baseball caps, the bill of the baseball cap, especially in perspective, difficult to draw. So I'm quite aware of that when I approach that area of the drawing, and just trying to get it better. That's all I could ask of myself. And the last drawing of week number 16 is of another competitive food eater. He's based out of the States. His name is Matt Stony. He's quite well known, so I'm sure if you guys are into competitive eating YouTube videos, you'll know about Matt Stony. And both Matt Stony and Beard Meats Food, you would think, because they're eating these grotesque amounts of food, that they'd be just fat, obese people, but they are like slim sapling trees. And I think the secret to their weight control and not being so fat is caloric deficit. When they're not doing these videos, they're basically not eating anything between them. So again, this is a exercise in controlling value. His hair was the darkest, and then his stuffed cheek there was the lightest. So how do I achieve all those midtones going from dark to light? Rather successful, I think. I did a YouTube short on this in the process of getting to this point, and I'll link it up above. But that is it. Those are all my drawings for week number 16. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I hope you had a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.